This was a piece of news that was brought to my attention early this morning when I woke up by the Silver League. Thanks for directing me to this. This is something that affects all us Transformer fans that purchase stuff from the other side of the globe in Japan. Now, recently, about, I want to say 2-3 weeks ago, Japan made an announcement that they were going to be suspending EMS shipping to essentially about 143 countries around the world. Now, this didn't affect Canada, the United States, and most of Europe. This was just what Japan deemed, low-impact countries that don't usually have a lot of mail coming to them from Japan. So those countries were kind of put on 4-month suspension just to alleviate all the traffic that's going on at Japan Post right now, due to obviously the big V affecting all the global stuff that's happening right now, shipping products, lack of staff, and everything else. And that was that. And then just last night, overnight essentially for us here in the Western world, it was announced, the first time it was announced, honestly, to the English world was from Mandarake, one of the premier Japanese anime and merchandise websites. Mandarake announced that EMS shipping, as well as other shipping services from Japan, will be suspended for 4 months for the United States and most of Europe. And what this pertains to essentially is, because how it works is with Japan Post is you have EMS shipping, which is the high quality shipping, top priority, usually comes between 2 to 4 days, super fast. It's what almost 90% of your product is shipped by. Then you have airmail shipping, also known as SAL, along with economic air, which is a different form of SAL shipping. That's usually 3 to 6 days. Same story, more or less. And then you have surface mail, which is the slowest one of them all, pretty much. As it stands right now, according to Japan Post, it's going to be that all EMS shipping, all SAL shipping, and ordinary mail, which is small package and printed material, will all be 4 months suspended. And so what that means for us, for Transformer fans, is if you bought anything from Japan and it has not either shipped out yet, or you pre-ordered something from Japan, as it stands right now, everything is going to have a 4-month delay before it gets shipped out to American collectors and purchasers. And same thing for people in the in the United Kingdom, and I believe I don't have the complete list of all the countries in Europe, but essentially France, United Kingdom, Spain, and I believe the other one that I saw was in Italy. And it kind of sucks right now, but it's just right. There's so much they're backed up right now because they got hit really hard by the big V. And it's just, it kind of sucks. So there's going to be a big delay. So if you did not get your packages yet or anything, do not worry. It's just, they're slowed down right now. There is alternative methods, they said, but it's more of a, proceed with caution. Again, surface mail is still available, but surface mail is also extremely slow. It's done by boat. And I've read some speculation here from some other Japanese fans in the Transformer fandom, and they said that also why they're doing this, aside from also alleviating the amount of just packages and everything that's been going out recently. Lord knows we've all been buying a lot more stuff online because we're all stuck at home, most of us, so this is probably also increasing everything because probably everyone in Japan is doing the same just as much as we are. But I think also, and this is just a speculation from a fellow Japanese fan that I talk to frequently, he said that it's also a possibility because EMS shipping takes 2 to 4 days to ship out product. It also could be a safety measure to kind of protect the rest of the world, which is if someone is affected with the big V in Japan, whether it be the person who is shipping you the package, whether it be the person working at the post office themselves, if anyone has the virus and it's shipped out, according to what we know, it usually takes 24 hours to 2 days for the virus to stick onto cardboard, other surfaces. And when you have something like EMS shipping, which you could get something literally from someone's doorstep in Japan to your doorstep in 2 days, it also in a lot of ways is a way to kind of contain the virus. So by having a 4-month, suspension period, you're kind of also making sure that anything that could travel in a possibility cannot at this point. And again, we have a general idea of how this stuff lasts when it's not on a host body. Look, Proto Man is not a scientist. He's not a doctor. So take this all with a grain of salt. And same thing, the individual that I was talking to is not a doctor and or scientist. But it's just more of an extra safety measure, if you will, on top of everything else, that not only are they doing this to alleviate all the pressure that's going on right now at the Japan Post with, take care of themselves before they, worry about everyone else getting their masterpiece Black Arachnia figure or something. But I think that it's also a biological safety thing where they're just like, you know what, if we hold it off for 4 months. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, it's the same thing with me. I've been kind of hesitant to buy some stuff from certain areas of the world just because it's like, you know what, when it comes in the mail, maybe put it in the garage and leave it there for like a couple months. Who knows? It sounds silly. It sounds silly, but at the same time, let's not take any risks right now with what's going on in the world. And the last thing we want to do is get hurt over our need to have a Transformer figure to mess with right now. I think that patience will pay off in the end. And in the same thing like this, look, we have still a whole bunch of product that is still yet to be shipped out. And I think the one thing that blows my mind is that people are still going to Walmart and going and shopping in the Transformer toy aisles instead of just going there for food and stuff. And I mean, this is just my own personal hot take, but guys, come on, man. We got to get through this. We really do. And I think that Japan at least is doing a good step forward here. Is they understand that, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And we really need to just focus on the fact that the toys will come. We'll get the toys. We could wait 4 months. If 4 months is all it takes to get this world back in order, and I'm saying this from a completely positive perspective, not knowing if that'll even be the case, but let's just get through this. And I think Japan's going in the right direction. And look, if it has to be delayed 4 months, then so be it. If it makes it easier for Japan Post to do their business and take care of themselves, and not to mention also do a biological, I guess we'll call it circuit breaker on everything to protect things also, so be it. But again, just let that be a piece of information that people need to know right now who are buying from that glorious country that we get all our cool stuff from, and that there is going to be a big delay.